confide in.
As you should.
I wouldn't say that necessarily led to any of the drinking problems, or at least not so much as any experiences in the war did.
Okay. And speaking of the war, you were in the military. Is that right?
Yes, I was in the Army.
In the Army. And did you have any experience serving abroad in Europe during the war?
Yes, and just for a little bit of background, I enlisted right out of high school, right when I was 18. I was very young, and when I was sent to Europe to help liberate some of the death camps, which it was a lot for someone my age. It was a lot for anyone, but
I imagine so. That must have affected you greatly.
Yeah.
Has that provided any ongoing issues?
I would definitely say so. I mentioned earlier that my 3 children, they died a couple years ago, and I have some really weird visions sometimes, where when I was liberating this death camp, I liberated Dachau. Sometimes I see my children in these visions, which I know they weren't there, but it's really startling.
That I imagine so. I'm sorry to hear that you experienced those visions. Could those visions have impacted your behavior in any way? Say, could any of this, your service, your visions that you're having, your drinking behavior, could that have landed you here today, do you think?
I don't want to admit it, but probably.
Probably. And do you think in the past you've employed any strategies to kind of psychologically shield yourself from having to admit that?
I would say if you're drunk enough, you can't admit it. So probably the drinking, the substance abuse.
Substance abuse. And
that was my way of coping.
any depersonalization you may have experienced? Any desire to shift the blame from yourself through taking on, say, a different persona?
For quite a long time, I believed myself to be Teddy Daniels.